overcomplicated my trading today when it was screaming to go long. The VWAPs were telling me to long it, and I make things more difficult by just ignoring it. And I want to go over it here on the 1 minute. You'll see I got it my own way today, and it happens plenty of times. You're going to get in a flow of things. Things are feeling good. You think you're seeing the markets well, and so you force ideas that aren't really there. So let's go with the blue VWAP here is anchored to the 9:30 New York Open. To start off with, on a Monday, we gap up for a new all-time high. So let's bring over this 15-minute, and you can see quite the gap up for an all-time high. That when we just see us drifting higher overnight, even that was telling us longs. That the buyers sustained that gap up, we're still moving higher. Something in me just said, I don't really want to get caught buying it too high up here because it's so obvious, which it is, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That I just wanted to see it fall more than it was telling me to look for shorts, right? So I didn't really have too strong of a bias, but I am expecting maybe a sell-off, especially when you see how lack of buyers there are here at the open, right? We're not breaking for new highs, although we are holding the New York. It's really just sideways. But the most important thing, we're above the overnight. So it's definitely not telling me to sell it yet until we're below New York and this previous day's New York and today's New York, all the VWAPs. But it's not telling me to do that. So what do? We get in early to test a feeler out. We sell it on the break below New York because buyers are really struggling to move us higher. If this breaks for a new high a day, I can give up on that short idea, right? I don't need to be in this any longer. Get me out, because at that time, I'll be breaking for a new high a day from pre-market as well. So I like the stop loss, right? Because if it does break, I'm wrong. But it's just not a good short because we're still building higher lows from pre-market into the open here. We're above this VWAP, so it's not telling me to short it. Not a great short, but okay, we take the loss. Here's another thing out of Futures 2.0, which is the full strategy I teach in AceFX TV. So if you guys want to get access to that, the link's down below. You can get your first month for free. Never chase the first break of open range high. Often doesn't run. It's a lot of the time inducement to maybe reverse or just induce you into getting long at a bad price and then come back down. So we take the opening range high break, let's let it be, and then it comes back below New York. So there's my short signal, right? Because now buyers are failing to move us higher. It just trapped everyone up there. Now we're going to move lower like I wanted to. But notice how I say the word wanted to. It's not still telling me to do that because we're still building higher lows from back here. So just because we're a couple minutes below New York does not mean sellers are in control. Because one thing, we're still above this overnight view up. So it's not bearish yet. I'm wanting to see the shorts happen more than they're telling me to do it, right? And you got to try to avoid that trap. It's going to creep in sometimes of, are you trading what the chart is telling you to do? Is it telling you to short it or do you just want to short it, right? Because there's a big difference. Today, I just wanted to short it. I wanted the shorts to happen more than they were actually telling me to sell it. And that's why I lose multiple trades and lose the accounts. So you got to take that into consideration of detaching yourself of, especially I would say on a second attempt, is this really telling me to short it or do I just want to short it? Because it's not really telling me. It's still building higher lows. We're above New York, above the overnight. I can still see this thing coming higher, right? So if you just keep it simple, put on a high of day view up from when we did break outside that open range high, where we don't want to long it there, but it is a nice signal that buyers are in control. Pulls back, a strong take of high of day VWAP and open range high. That could definitely be your long signal. Straight out of Futures 2.0, stop loss below structure. It takes some time, right? It doesn't just shoot up for a straight 1R winner, but eventually does get there. Builds yet another higher low and makes another new high. If you don't take that one, you can see this high of day. See when that gets taken out here, buyers take that one, you get another clean winner. Nothing but buyers today until the close. You could even buy it up here. I really don't love these drifting days, especially on a gap up like I was saying of how I wanted the shorts. I couldn't be more wrong because it's just drifting, right? All these small pullbacks, they keep on paying you, but they're not off any level. How much more gas is in the tank before it gives a bigger pullback? You could see it doesn't. So and that's the problem sometimes with these drifting days. There's no news, no driver to pull it down, right? What's the reason we are going to sell off? Just because there's a gap? When there's not enough sellers, this thing's just going to keep on slowly drifting higher with some pops of momentum like in there. So I got on my own way today. Hopefully you guys didn't. We were live on stream, potentially liking shorts, potentially liking longs, right? We were open to either side, just pour. Makes another new high. Damn. Pull back, break of the high of day view up, makes another high of day. Figure that. All buyers in control today, and I'm getting caught selling it twice. And another funny thing, it's not funny. I'm selling it at a higher low, right? So every time it's likely to build a higher low and turn back into trend, I'm selling it, right? When all it's doing, I'm just building a higher low to move back higher. I'm chasing it short. not the play to do. Wait for structure to be on your side. You're on the right side of VWAPs. Keep things simple. I think I had a markup I put in our BSC chat. If you put it on ES here, any of the assets really, it's just going to keep it simple with higher lows. I think if you rewind that, put on our New York VWAP here, and see it does bounce right off this overnight, even cleaner. So even more reason not to sell ES or NQ. Let's throw on the New York, because on this one, you can see we do get below New York for maybe a sustained amount of time, right? Sellers are in control. Sellers are in control. Not really. We're right on this overnight VWAP where it's likely to want to bounce, and where I get very interested to put positions on because you normally get moves from this VWAP. So I think you guys get the point by now. Not the plan to do. If anything, do the inverse of buying it off of these VWAP bounces when there's a clear direction, when there's a trend to it, and you can find nice moves back in the direction of trend. So we take the lick on Friday. We come in today and take even more licks. Got to right the ship. But like I said, come over to ASFX TV, sign up for free first month. Zach's got his streams in the afternoon. So we got 2 streams a day, except for on Mondays and Fridays. But Futures 2.0 here. You get full access to it for free when you sign up. You'll see the whole strategy, the stop loss. Nowhere within here will you see the trades I took today. And that's for a reason, because they weren't very good. But nonetheless, we learn, we live from it. It's the rest of the week until the end of the month, so we'll learn from that. Look to bounce back. Top 1 Futures is still running their sale on 55% off for the instant funded accounts. And the Ignite accounts are back. Depending on when you're watching this, the Ignite accounts, the one with the lower profit target, lower payouts, there's no ESS score on it anymore. That's the big update to it. They're $180 for a 50K account when you use code Evan. Can't find much cheaper instant funded than that. You can copy trade up to 6. But depending on when you're watching this, those will be gone after Halloween. So if you're watching this afterwards, I'm sorry, those accounts are gone. But the instant fundeds are still around. So make sure you check those out. But let's have a great rest of the week. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.